Hi guys, welcome back to the Yoga Shack. I'm your host Rachel. So this is a moderate practice we're about to do, and it's about a half hour long. So just grab your mat, comfortable clothes, and let's go. So let's begin standing. We're going to start with our feet about hip width apart, knees soft, a little give to them, reaching up through the crown of the head, and just roll the shoulders back a couple times, doing a little dip to the knees, little dip, little dip. Roll the shoulders. Good. Good. And now flexing the right palm and letting the head bobble over towards the left side and reaching right through the heel of the hand right into the floor. And then let your head bobble over to the other side, flexing that left palm. Good. Let the head come back up to center and just do a little half neck circle to the front of the body, one way and then the other. Bring the head to center. Inhale the arms up, palms together. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhale, drop. Exhale down. Stop at the solar plexus. Right hand on top of the left hand. Is there anything you'd like to dedicate this practice to today? Do you have an intention for yourself? Mm. And then bringing the palms together in front of the heart center. And let's begin with an Om. Om. Drop the hands down to the sides. Shake the arms out. Shake it out, shake it out. Widen the feet. Turn the feet out about 10 degrees. Bend the knees so that the knees are coming right over the ankles so you can kind of see this out for yourself. And then coming back up, keeping the pelvis centered too. So we don't want the butt going way out behind, keeping the torso pretty much upright. All right, so we're going to do some breathing exercises in here and letting the arms float up, legs are long. Exhale, bend the knees, arms come down to the fingertips to the knees. Inhale, back up, palms touch. Exhale, arms down, fingertips to the knees. Inhaling and exhale. You might notice, like one arm likes to travel faster than the other one. One more. Exhale down. Hold here, fingertips to the knees. And then we're going to shift the weight side to side a little. So you're coming more over here. The knee is coming a little bit over the foot and then onto the other side a little bit. And then we're going to go around like the pelvis is on a merry-go-round. Not a merry-go-round. What's that thing? Ferris wheel. Ferris wheel. We're going up and around. Going one way and then the other. Imagine the whole pelvis is like this, some kind of park. I don't know if Ferris wheel is right because we'd be spinning too, right? One of those rides you see at the county fair, ones that kind of creak a lot when they're spinning around. Oh man, no, that's not what my hips are doing. No, they're not creaking. Smooth, smooth hips. All right, let's come back to center. Parallel the feet off. Take a hip circle around. Going big and around. And then go opposite way. Back to center. Right hand stays on the right hip, reaching over. And to the other side. Reach. Good. Come back to center. Come over halfway, just halfway, flat back. Reach the arms out. Inhale up. Good. Let's go over one side again. This time your hand's not on the hip. And then the other side. Back to center, halfway. Back up. Let's float side to side again. And then this time we're going halfway and then all the way. Fold over. Knees are soft. Let the back of the neck release. So we have this nice lengthening through the low back. Knees can bend a little, dip a little, lengthen through that low back. Wiggle the hips a little side to side. Swivel the head. Oh, that's so good. All right, so now we're gonna walk out into a down dog. So however you want to get there, just pivot around, walk the hands and feet further apart. Down dog. And begin to pedal the feet. One foot, then the other. Good, good, good. And then forward into a plank, keeping the head lifted as it's one line with the rest of the body here. And then we're going back to down dog, lunging the right foot forward, left foot steps forward to the front of the mat. Inhale up to stand, reach up. Exhale, open. Sun salutation, inhaling. Exhale the arms down to the sides. Inhale up. Soften your knees, fold over. Lunge the right foot back, left foot steps back, down dog. Exhaling forward to plank. Let's lower the knees, and then the whole upper body comes down. Elbows stay tucked into the sides. Roll the shoulders back. Low cobra. Exhale down. Curl the toes under, lifting up. Plank, down dog. Lunging the right foot forward. Left foot steps forward. Soft knees, bend over. And then unroll. Let's roll up. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, open, palms together, inhaling. Exhale the arms down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over. Lunge the left foot back. Right foot steps back, down dog. Forward to plank. Let's lower down as one unit. Elbows stay tucked into the sides. Inhale up to your low cobra. Hands could come away and you'd be still at the same height. Come on down. Toes curl under, lifting back up. Down dog. Lunge to the left foot forward. Right foot steps forward. Fold over with bent knees. Inhale up. Exhale the arms open, palms together. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale the right foot back. Good. So let's stay here. Right knee comes down to the mat, coming up so that your hands are up on the thigh here. We're coming up into a more upright position. Take the arms up overhead. Lengthen. You can even interlace the fingers, point the index finger up, overlap the thumbs. Release the hands back down. Step back to down dog. Coming forward into plank and then rolling on the tops of the feet, letting the hips drop forward a bit. So we're coming into the beginnings of a up dog. So let's let the knees come down to the mat. And then just lengthening one leg, lifting the knee, and then lengthening the other leg. So we're giving a little, same way that we walk side to side in down dog, we're doing that now with up dog. One knee lifts, then the other. So good. All right. And then rolling back so that we can get back to our down dog. And then pedal your feet here too. One foot, then the other. Good. Lunge the right foot forward. Left foot steps forward. Inhale up. Exhaling, open. Palms together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale the left foot back. Exhale the right foot back. Plank. All right. Now we're going to come down into, think of it as like a, if you're used to chaturanga and having your shoulders really close to the floor, we're not doing that. We're going to let the elbows bend so that they're really alongside the torso, but the shoulders never come level with the elbows or lower. So I mean like level would be here, lower would be down here, and it's not good for the shoulder. So what we're doing here is we're doing a little, think of it like a curtsy for the elbow. We're bending the elbows and then we're lengthening back to down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, bend the elbows. Come right back up. And then down dog. So notice I'm not calling it chaturanga because as soon as you say that, it has all these like people start doing crazy things with their shoulders. So this is much sounder. We're just bending the elbows a little, lengthening the arms. Down dog. Good. One more, coming forward to plank. Bend the elbows, lengthen back up, and down dog. Good. Now come down into table. Come onto the left forearm, onto the left side here. We did left side plank. If you need to, drop the left knee down to the mat so that you have it's not as hard. So otherwise, you're on the side. You have one foot on top of the other, reaching that right hand up towards the ceiling. Just hold for a moment. Good. And then we're going to come over to the other side. So let's come up through table. Drop onto the right forearm, come onto the right side. And again, the right knee can be down. You can have the left leg extended, reaching up. Good. And then coming back over. So we're coming into the table, but now we're on our forearms. Curl the toes under, lift the knees into a forearm down dog. Good. And then walk the feet back a little as you lower the hips into this forearm plank. And then lower the pelvis all the way down. Sphinx pose, elbows right under the shoulders. Broaden the collarbone. Reach up through the crown of the head. Good. Curl the toes under, lift the hips back to your forearm plank. Come back into our little table here. Onto the left forearm, back onto the left side. Good. Reaching the right hand up toward the ceiling. And then if you'd like, left the right leg lift a couple times. Let's just do two. Two is pretty lucky. And then we're going to come back through table onto the right forearm, onto the right side, arm up. And you can lift the left leg a couple times. Coming back into our table, into that forearm plank, holding here for a moment. And then walking the feet in, raising the hips up into our forearm down dog. Little danda position here. Good. Walk the feet back out, back to your forearm plank. Lower the hips down. Sphinx. Good. Release the arms. Come all the way onto the belly. Hands alongside the rib cage or the waist. It depends on your proportions. We're coming up into up dog. So curling up through your low cobra, shoulder blades slide together, press into the hands, drawing the hips forward, legs. You can have the tops of the feet on the floor with the knees off the ground or knees on the ground. Look forward. If your sternum is perpendicular to the floor, you can begin to lift the chin. Oh, feels so good. All right, now back to down dog, walking the feet in. Lunging the right foot forward, left knee comes to the floor. Up onto that right thigh, lengthen through the crown of the head. Reaching the arms straight up. Interlace the fingers, point the index finger up, overlap the thumbs. Bring the arms all the way down. Good. So now you can either bring your hands to your hips and let the hips drop further forward, or you can bring, if you can reach, the fingertips to the floor, turning the fingertips so they're pointing back towards your heels as you lift the chest. Extend through the crown of the head. Little back bend here. Good. All right. Let's release back into down dog. Lunging the left foot forward, right knee comes down. If you have any discomfort in this back knee being on the floor, put some blankets under it, put some cushions under it. Yeah, and it's nicer like on carpet too, like just doing this sort of vinyasa on carpet because that back knee, there's no padding on the front of the knee. So the hands are up on the left thigh, lengthening. Arms reach up, interlace the fingers, point the index finger up. Let the arms come down. You can have your hands on blocks here, or the fingertips are just on the floor. Rotate the fingers back towards the feet. Lift the chest. Lift through the crown of the head. So we're not just plunking the head back. We are lengthening here. Lengthen, lengthen. And then coming back up, releasing. So we're going to step the right foot forward. Knees stay bent for this. Don't straighten the knees. Walk the feet apart so they're about the width of your mat. Bring your hands down in between the feet. Bend the knees, coming down into a squat here with the arms long. So we're not coming all the way into a squat. It's like a little mini squat. Hips are back, hands are pressing into the floor. So this is the kind of action we use when we do those arm balances from this position. We don't need to do them today. The hands are just lengthening into the floor. As you have this length through the arms, the upper body has like more freedom to it, to balance, to hang out. All right, lengthen through the legs now. Now begin to lengthen the legs out. Never locking them though, the knees stay a little bent. Walk the hands over to the right leg, draw back on the left hip. So we have this very narrow, wide angle forward bend. Let the forehead come towards the right shin. Walk the hands back through center and over to the left leg, draw back on the right hip. Feels so good. Good, and then back to center. Good, nicely done. So now walk the feet in just a smidge. So we have them about shoulder width apart now, like the outside of your shoulders here. Hands can come down to the outsides of the feet. Step back with the right foot. Right hand comes right where that right foot used to be. Left hand reaching up and around towards the ceiling. Letting the left hip come right behind you. Don't let it pop out to the left. And releasing that left hand to the floor. You're going to step back forward into your little mini squat. Good. And then stepping back with the left foot. Left hand stays right where that left foot was. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. You can look up or just forward. Good. And then releasing back down into table. Little cat and cow. Good. Drawing the right knee in towards the nose, extending that leg straight back about hip height. Good. We're going to inhale the knee in, exhale back. Inhale in, exhale back. This time bending the right knee, reaching back with the left hand for that ankle. Lengthen as you reach the right foot and leg as if you were trying to straighten it. The left arm prevents that from happening, and it's like you're stringing a bow. Actively reach into the floor with the right hand, the right arm. Everything just got so long. And then release that down to the floor. Little puppy stretch in between, arms walk out, hips a little bit in back of the knees, wag the tail. Coming back up, inhaling the left knee in, exhale it back. Inhaling in, exhale back. Inhaling in, exhale back, bend the left knee, catch it with the right hand. As you try to straighten that left leg out, it's like you're straightening it, but also reaching it up on an angle. This right arm prevents it. Reach into the floor with the left hand. Lengthen, lengthen. And then releasing down. Both hands to the floor. Little puppy stretch. Walk it out. Let it feel good. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Good. Walk the hands back in. So we're going to do one more back bend here. So this is camel. We can begin with the toes curled under to have the heels a little bit lifted. And this pose too, here, I'll show you how it's done on the wall. It's kind of nice on the wall too. So you bring your mat over close to the wall as an assist. Toes are curled under. So we start here just lengthening through the crown of the head. So you can imagine like Tadasana without your feet under you, obviously. There's a lengthening through the entire front side of the body and the back side. So we want to keep that length as we move into the back bend Because if you lose height and then you go into a back bend, all those joints in between each little spinal process, they don't allow for the squishy stuff in between to have room. You like squishy stuff. And it can make the nerves unhappy. We could crunch them or we could pinch them, and we don't want any of that. So for some of us, this will be our camel, just lengthening through the crown of the head. If you notice any discomfort in your spine as you're here, don't take it to the next step, okay? If you're like saying, oh, yeah, no, it feels good, I'm going to go further, toes are curled under, we're lifting here right up through the crown of the head. I'm too far away. We're lifting up through the crown of the head and extend it back. So then eventually your head will find the wall. And now you have this like another surface to allow your body to lengthen from. So the head is lengthening into the wall, the knees are lengthening down into the ground, and then maybe even here at the wall, you can reach the hands back and find the heels, let the shoulder blades roll towards each other. That's so nice. All right, and then to come up, you're just pressing forward back into your like Tadasana stance. All right, so if you tried that and you're like, oh, that feels good. My back still feels good. I'm I'm crack-a-lacking along here. Feel free now. In the next, we're going to do this 2 more times. In the next phase, when you come up, you can have the toes curled under still, so the heels are a little bit lifted, or you can even have blocks alongside the ankles if you want to bring it up a little higher. Hands can come to the low back, but you're not pushing your hips forward. It's more for lengthening the tailbone down. Like you're just encouraging this whole low back area to lengthen down. And as that lengthens, this part also lengthens. This is what we want. We have this lengthening through the front of the hips. So we're here lengthening up, and we keep that length as we begin to reach back. So imagine you're going over a huge like beach ball or one of those physio balls. You're extending back and you're extending through the neck, stays nice and long, and then maybe you reach back for the heels and the shoulder blades slide together, and you can still breathe and talk, and it feels really nice. And then to come back up, you can bring your hands back up the legs, sitting back up, full Tadasana body. And then we'll do it 1 more time. This time, if you want to let the legs go so that the toes are not curled under, the heels are down, it makes it a little more intense. We're going to lengthen up through the crown of the head. And then as you lengthen, then you imagine like this ball supporting you from behind, and you're arching over it, and the chest starts to lift, especially like the upper chest and right the midway point of the sternum. It starts to lift, and it's supported from the back. And we're having this lifting, supporting through the legs. The front of the legs are opening, and then you can reach back with your hands, and then you roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lengthen the legs, and then at the last moment here, you can lift the chin. And then to come up, let the head come up first. One hand to the low back, but don't torque it. Don't let the back twist at all. Other hand to the low back, come all the way up. And then bring the hands down into the table. And we're going to do a little gentle cat and cow. Notice mine is not amplified here. We're just going kind of a little up and down. Good. And then walk the hands out into a puppy stretch. Slide back to child's pose. Walking the hands over to the right side. Draw back on the left hip. Walk the hands over to the left side. Draw back on the right hip. Walk the hands back to center. Coming onto your belly. Making a little pillow with your hands, your forehead releasing down on the hands so there's room for your nose. Bend the legs at the knees And drop the feet side to side. Just like windshield wipers. Coming back to center, legs drop down, and then rolling over onto your back. I remember being in like Vancouver, and they have all these seals, along the ocean edge there, and the way that they would move, when they would turn and stuff, I often think of myself as like a land seal as I'm rolling from front to back because it's a little like, you're flopping over. I like that. My water mammals there. Oh, I miss swimming. All right, so we're coming onto the back and we're going to eventually go into Shavasana here. But as you're laying here, if you want to do any other poses, any other stretch before Shavasana, please feel free. And then when you're ready, letting yourself relax onto your back. You can have a bolster behind the knees, walking the shoulder blades a little bit under you, drawing them down the back, lengthening the mid back. And when you're ready, let your eyes close. Relaxing your face and all expression, all outward projection, just melting away. Relax the sides of your head. Relax your neck, your shoulders, arms, and your hands. Let the hands be really loose, noticing any tingling or pulsation in the palms. Relax your belly. Relax your low back. Relax your hips. Relax your knees. Relax your ankles. And to relax your feet. Relax your whole body. Relax your mind. Imagining the mind relaxing just like as if it were a muscle. And soften any emotions. Again, just like they were muscles, just soften them. Now allowing your next breath to be a little deeper and beginning to wiggle the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes, letting the head rock side to side, stretching out in a way that feels good to you. And then drawing your knees in towards your chest and rolling over onto your right side and just pausing there for a moment, letting everything come to equilibrium. Making your way up to sit, comfortable seated position. Again, the eyes can be closed. Just observing how the body feels now and how the body and the mind are linked together. And feel how the body, mind, and emotions form this trifecta of awesomeness. It's our vehicle, right? Here we are. And then begin to notice the witness, your witness self behind it all, that's able to observe objectively without being attached. There is a part of you that does that. Witness self. Let's now draw our practice to a close here. Bring the palms together and let's Om. Inhaling. Om. Bowing to the light and the shadow and everything. Hari Om. Tat Sat. And bowing to each other. Namaste. So good to practice with you today. So glad that we're here together. And I hope you have a great one. See you next time.